I'm so rusty at YouTube. I spent 5 minutes talking all about how I haven't been on YouTube for so long and I couldn't find my intro video. And then I'm having so much problems with this input for my microphone. And I think I just need to get this new toggle thing because it just doesn't seem to be working. And when I set it up with the microphone, and if it doesn't work, then it won't let me reset the input unless I go in and go back out. But thank you for hanging in there. We've got 18 people watching. That's so exciting. I was saying that I'm kind of warming up the gears for YouTube again, because I haven't been live in like 3 months, and I don't think I've made an actual video for about 6 months. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But Happy New Year, everyone. I was saying hello to people like Kelly, good to see you. And I saw your video with Nifty 50 and Beyond. It was a great video, but I do not remember your name. So sorry about that. Hi, Naomi and Casey with the K. And then we got a lot of people saying no sound, no sound, no sound. Yeah, I gotcha. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hello to Saida. Hello to Stephanie. EB Prospers, Dark Focus, BC English. Cool. E Inspired Faith. Masked Perspectives. Okay, good. We're good to go. So we'll jump in. But hope everyone's doing well. Happy New Year. Let me know what you're doing these days. These lives were always a really fun way for me to see what people are doing with online teaching. And I am still teaching students privately. I really had kind of a mid-year goal of not teaching privately, not teaching online at all by the end of the year, and focusing more on my courses and things like that. But I still have some students, so I'm not really actively working towards getting a lot of new students. I'm pretty happy with the schedule that I've got. I teach 3 days a week for about 2.5 hours a day. And then I also have a course that I was running for the last couple of months, sort of in October and November. So I was working on launching that. But really my goal last year was to kind of dwindle down some of the teaching and to focus more on the course, to helping teachers to go private and to go independent and to attract their own students. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit. But I wanted to talk about New Year's resolutions because I don't really subscribe to them, to be honest with you. I don't really do the whole sort of make a list of New Year's resolutions. You know, we get all the ads for join this gym because this is the time when everyone's making a resolution to get fit, to lose weight. You know, people have resolutions about eating healthier, about making more money, about, you know, just doing certain things to become a better version of yourself, or to, you know, improve in things related to your work or with your family or with relationships. But I've just always found that resolutions are exciting in the beginning, but they quickly dwindle, don't they? Let me know what your thoughts are on New Year's resolutions. Do you make them? And do you stick with them? Because that's the thing. I think with the new year, we're kind of we just tend to make this list of all these things that we're going to change and all those things that we're going to do. And really, that's just not always how things work out in reality, right? Because if we're trying to focus on too many things, then we often don't really focus on anything. Like maybe we'll join a gym and we'll get really excited about it for a month or so. But I like the idea of just constantly thinking about what in your life do you want to change? What do you want to improve on? Like for most people, it's about fitness, right? Like we always can be fitter. We always want to be fitter. We always want to lose that little bit of extra weight. So it's just good to kind of always be, I think, resetting and thinking about those things. Kelly says she achieved her resolutions in 2024. Awesome. Good job. Awesome. So you are, you know, one of few that are actually able to stick with it, right? To stick with those things. So let us know your secrets. Seda, why do you want to get away from teaching? It's not that I want to get away from teaching completely, but I want to focus more on the digital courses and programs that I offer for teachers. And just by kind of, I've also been teaching online really nonstop since January of 2018, when I got my first contract with VIP Kid. And so almost every single day, teaching online has been incredible, but it also, I don't know, I feel like I've lost a little bit of the joy of turning that camera on and kind of just going through the motions with slides and lessons and things like that. So I've gone through this before. I've taken breaks. I've felt a little bit burnt out by it. And so, I don't know. It's not that I want to permanently move away from teacher. I feel like I'll always be a teacher in some regard, but I want to focus on my my courses that I have for online teachers like you, to help you to get into online teaching. So I'm not really going anywhere in that regard. I just have always, for a long time, have had the goal of tapering, but it's been a consistent source of income. And, running your own online business, which I do on the side of my students, has highs and lows, and it's difficult, it's challenging, it's lonely, it's filled with a lot of uncertainties and things like that. So with all of those uncertainties, I've always kind of kept the students as just a regular source of income, so that I can, still pay the bills and put food on the table and things like that. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with that. Good to see you. Yeah, first time watching your live. Fellow teacher here. Awesome. Where do you teach? I used to, says Inspired Faith. I don't anymore. I'm just trying to improve a bit each day. Forward motion. Yes, I love that. No resolutions, but I set quarterly goals, and a new quarter begins in January. So new goals. Yeah, I love that. I think that's great. Look at things in terms of quarters. And okay, one of the things that I'm trying to do is to eat healthier. And cook for myself more. Many of you know I live in Thailand, and food is just on every corner, all over the place. Street food is so delicious, but it's also so unhealthy sometimes. And so I'm just trying to make a really healthy, solid breakfast every morning. And I'm just looking at okay, I'm going to do this. I did it today, so there's day one done. But I'm going to do this regularly for 2 weeks, right? And then after those 2 weeks, okay, I did it. Now I'm going to look at continuing that or changing it up or something like that. So I'm just kind of looking at things that I can achieve in the short term that I can keep going. And that's how habits are built. But if I say I'm going to stop, I don't know, drinking sugars forever, that's just not attainable. It's not something that I'm going to be able to stick with. So I think just being a little bit more flexible is a good idea. And the email that I sent out, which is why many of you might be here, was about what I want to sort of put out of my life in 2024 and what I want to lean into in 2025. And I mentioned in the email that 2024 was a really rough year, more on the business side of things for me, because I was really just not focused, and I was kind of getting a little bit apathetic in the fact that I had a regular source of income with my students, and I was getting a little bit unsure of how I wanted to take my courses. And so I was creating new things and felt like I was sometimes throwing spaghetti at the wall and just testing things out. And it was difficult. And as many of you know, teaching online is lonely, and running an online business is also lonely. And I just haven't been as focused as I would like to have been in 2024. But I'm feeling a lot more clarity around things right now. And going forward, I'm excited about what I want to put out there for online teachers, and more just focus on the things that are producing results, and not focusing on things that, number one, don't bring me joy anymore, and number two, that just aren't turning into a source of income, because money's important, right? When you're doing things for work online, but also things that drain my energy and are just things that I'm not super passionate about as much anymore. And so that's totally fine. We all go through seasons of enjoying certain things and not enjoying certain things. And so that's kind of what I'm leaning into a little bit more. I believe in a reset anytime. Cool. Yeah, me too. Mary, I teach French professionals, French baccalaureate students, and job seekers. Awesome. Hey, Katie. Katie's in the UK. I'm trying to set up 10 workshops a year, which will generate 3 groups. So trying to shift from one-to-one groups and specialize in French students. Cool. Do you have plans to make a course about creating courses? No, but I'll talk a little bit about what I am doing. And just when I get through some of these, focus. Yeah, I think focus is hard, right? It's so difficult. Like, I am one kind of person that has just tons of ideas. And I've, broken off of just teaching students. And for several years, I've kind of taken the entrepreneurial route and built a YouTube channel and built up an email list and have done some marketing around different digital products for teachers. And those have all been, great sources of income. I've really loved helping online teachers to move away from companies, to teach their own students privately, to think about how they can create digital products, how they can create an online business. And those are things that really bring me a ton of joy. Speaking of loneliness, do you think you might consider having a team in the future? Well, Narco 17, I have never been in a place financially where I've needed or been able to afford to have anybody. And I've been really hesitant to invest in that. I just personally have always just kind of done things on my own. But yeah, it's something that, I've always sort of been thinking about, at least having, maybe if things took off in a good direction, that I would, maybe have some help. But right now it's just me, team of 1. So, and I'm not doing a ton of extra things. So it is all pretty manageable. So let me just talk about things that I am leaving behind in 2025. Or in 2024, sorry, and what I want to sort of lean into in 2025. Yeah, I'm getting my years all mixed up here. So just things personally, I want to kind of leave behind the apathy that I had in 2024 and a little bit of the laziness around just working online. I've been doing it for 8 years, and some things last year didn't bring me that much joy, and I stopped doing them. And I got really lazy around creating new things and went, as I said at the start of this live, I've been 6 months without creating a YouTube video, and YouTube really was, and still sort of is in some ways, one of the biggest sources of traffic for people finding me, people learning about online companies, people entering my free courses, my paid products and things like that. So I really want to lean into that, but change the way that I'm doing things a little bit. Number one, I want to be a little more consistent. I want to show up more on lives. I want to show up more with helpful videos, but focusing more on helping online teachers with the sort of business side of things. I will still recommend companies from time to time, but it's just not going to be a focus anymore because the landscape has changed so much, and I can't keep up with who's hiring and who's not. And I probably get daily questions about online ESL companies, and it is exhausting because it's no longer my area of my superpower, my expertise to help someone to find the right company for them, because, well, let's just face it, it's difficult, and it's hard to find, number one, companies that are actually hiring, and companies that are going to hire, teachers at a decent salary and things like that. So I'll always have recommendations on my website, but it's not going to be a huge focus of mine in 2025. I also, let me just see here, I'm kind of making a list a little earlier. Okay, so obviously, things like what we were talking about earlier about getting healthier. I really do want to lean into that a little bit more, but not to make specific goals around that, but just to kind of change some things in my life to be a little bit healthier. Things like sleeping more, drinking more water, eating healthier. I'm already quite a regular gym goer. So, fortunately, I've always been someone that has been quite consistent at the gym. But I want to kind of work on just getting, other areas of my health back in order. And I also want to lean into getting out more, because I do basically most of my work at home. I want to kind of get out a little bit more and, maybe join a co-working space or go to cafes a little bit more to work, because I'm finding, I think, what contributed to general laziness, I'll call it, last year was just the number of distractions when working from home, right? So if you've got tips around that, how you work from home successfully, I've been doing it for 7 years, and it's had its good points for sure, but it has also kind of gotten a little mundane for me over the years. So it can be a little bit challenging when you're always at home, and there's lots of other things to do, lots of things to watch and to get distracted with online, and it's easy to get kind of lazy with things. Let's see here. I started the Going Solo course. Thank you. And in the process of creating digital products, I work as a teacher online with the company. Awesome. Hi, Tim. I'm about to start teaching independently. Where do you think is the best place to find students, agents, being in the ESL business for more than 11 years? Okay, we'll kind of chat a little bit about how I'm helping people to do that. Having a supportive community is so important for online teachers. Yeah, and that's another thing that I really want to help online teachers with this year. I really want to one thing that I did about 1.5 years ago was I removed the kind of community aspect to my course. So for those that don't know, I've run a course called Going Solo for about, I would say, 3.5 years, I think. And I've done it through live launches with sort of a cohort for a month, anywhere between sort of 4 and 6 weeks. And then I put that course on autopilot to sort of sell by itself. And that wasn't the smartest business decision, because one of the things that I found to be the most successful part of a digital course was the community, right? Having the teachers go through it together, having them support each other, people to find friends, accountability partners, and to, have that sort of real-time interaction with other people. So why don't I talk a little bit about what I'm doing now? So I've changed my approach to the course, and I am now running a 6-month mentorship. So what it is it is a course, but it is also group coaching, and it is also community. So I've done a couple of soft launches before the holidays with a Black Friday sale and with a group of teachers in, I think it was October. Yeah, October now, maybe middle of October. And I also made a massive investment into a program for myself. And this is something that I have really not done a lot of in the past. I've bought courses before, but this was a very expensive course, think in the multiple thousands. And it's a 6 or 7 month program where I'm learning, right? I'm learning how to better market what I'm offering. I'm learning how to generate more traffic to what I'm doing. And so I'm going through that. I'm revamping the course. And the course is going to be helping teachers to build a teaching brand online that attracts students globally. So whereas in the past, I've really focused on the Chinese market, I know that so many teachers also want to build a teaching business with other students. And I've lengthened it as well to 6 months. So it's going to be something that people can join at any time. And they're going to be in the program for 6 months. They'll get 6 months of coaching, community, and the course will be inside of the program as well that people can go through. So I'll be sending out more information about that towards the end of January. But I'm I've really never been so excited about something as I am about this, because it just really fits my lifestyle, and it fits really what I think is the most effective for online teachers who are wanting to do this. And it's really kind of lighting me up in a way that some of the other things that I've done, although they've been really exciting and it's been great to see teachers getting results, I'm excited about leaning into this a little bit more. So what I want to do is kind of share my journey with that on YouTube this year. And I think it's interesting. I think so many of you that are watching are also entrepreneurial and maybe wanting to start an online business. And, you know, you get sort of stuck with like marketing, email marketing, funnels, you know, bringing traffic in, Facebook ads and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited to teach people about that as well. So let's see what folks are saying. Okay, Katie, you can still have a community with a self-paced course. So, yes. Yeah. So the program that I'm running now is hosted on Circle. So Circle is kind of like a Facebook for course creators, and you can have your members in there. It has the ability to have discussions, to post just like you would sort of in a Facebook group, but you can also have the course inside of that group. So it just acts as multi-purpose. You can have a course, you can also go live, you can do videos in there and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I use Circle, but there's other ones out there. Circle was just kind of affordable at the time. Hey, I think that's Patricia, right? Yes, love the community aspect. Yeah, it was really, really great. Hey, Cynthia, shoot, just missed it. No, we're still live. We're still live. And we got 40, you know, this is like, it's so funny, you know, I doubt myself all the time. Like I doubt everything that I do. I doubt, should I go live? Should I make that video? I don't know. I'm always kind of like doubting myself. Like, are people really still interested in these things? And we've got the most people watching that I've ever had, I think, in like a long time. So thank you for being here. Ask your questions. Let me know what you're leaning into for 2025. How can I help you? You know, what are some things maybe that you're leaving behind in 2024? I'm also focusing on leaving behind, just personally, relationships and friendships that weren't serving me. And I think this is something that is just something we don't think about. You know, sometimes we get ourselves involved with people that don't serve us, right? That don't push us forward, that don't encourage us to be better versions of ourselves. And these relationships and friendships can be super draining. You know, they could be like friendships, but they could also be romantic relationships or things like that. And I'm leaving some of those behind in 2024. And I'm, you know, really just wanting to really focus on myself this year, personally, as well as professionally with, you know, what I do online. I want to be a better online marketer. I want to be a better online course creator. I want to be a better online teacher, business coach, and, you know, really just focus on saying yes to things that light me up, that get me excited, and saying no to things that don't anymore. And, you know, really wanting to serve the people that really want to take their online teaching game to the next level. I think that there's just so much opportunity out there. And I've just met so many amazing online teachers that have such really great ideas. And I want to help you to get those ideas out there, to grow, to, you know, find the success that I've had with doing so much more than just teaching students. And if teaching students is just your thing and that's all that you want to do, there's nothing wrong with that. I want to help you to scale that and to look at how you can grow your revenue with what you're already doing. We'll have to check this out. italki just increased their commission 50% in a single lesson, 30% of my group lessons. Wow. I usually teach about the online school in Kansas got a foot of snow. Holy smokes. Yes, we are interested. Thanks, Blue Purple's World. Make sure you're on my email list. Some of us are off for snow days. Snow days. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, we definitely don't have snow days in Thailand, but we get our coolest month in December, and it's still really cool. And the temperature is like 28 Celsius. So what is that? About 85 Fahrenheit. And that is the coolest that it gets here. That might be hotter than most of your summers, but that is the coolest that it gets. And it is so much nicer than the 35 or 100 Fahrenheit that it usually is most of the year. So yeah, it's kind of funny. Like people are walking around with light jackets on and things like that. And it's really not that cold, but it's nice. And it goes down to like 20, 21, 22 in the evening. So that's kind of nice. Your school's off all week too, Cindy? Thank you. Yes, it's good to switch things up. And it's not even really that I'm switching too much up. It's just I'm so laser focused now on this new program, implementing what I'm learning. And, you know, just kind of, I've always been someone that's had like, I think at one point I had like over 20 different sources of income. And it was so draining because I was like, affiliating for this and affiliating for that and recommending this product and recommending this company and trying to get you know, referral bonuses from this, that, and the other, and trying to sell this course and trying to get new students. And there was just so much, you know, I had so much going. It was fun, and I was, you know, financially things were going really, really well, but I just have kind of stripped everything, and I'm just focusing on Launch Academy. So that's what it's called, Launch Academy. Stay tuned if you're interested in joining. It's super affordable, will be super affordable. And it's going to be I'm still creating the newer version of the course, but it's going to be really awesome. And coupled with the community and our calls, I think it's going to be game changing for some of you. Yeah, because they can, because there's lots of companies out there, and it's competitive, and you know, the sort of heyday of the Chinese companies is gone, and they were the ones that were paying pretty decently. But you can charge more on your own, you know, and that's what I preach now. Investing in your education more this year. That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, I paid more money than I've paid for a lot of things with this last investment, and it was a big decision, but it was really a no-brainer because it came at a time when I knew that I needed to learn more, and I knew that I needed to fix some of the things that I was offering, and this person that I'm working under is just who I needed to work with at that time. So basically be focusing on, yes, yep, exactly. Placement test, I think you're talking to someone else. Inspire Faith Raskis or Twinkle Phonics course, okay. I think you guys are having your own conversations. A good secondary. Love that you keep evolving because it's easy to get stuck in a rut and become paralyzed. Yes, absolutely. And there's nothing worse. And I think that's been my issue for the last like year, maybe even year and a half, is I was just stuck in a rut. Things were turning, things were still going, people were still watching my videos, people were joining courses and things like that. But it just felt sometimes like I was in a bit of desperation. Like I would say, I need to do that. I need to relaunch the course. I need to do the webinars. I need to do X, Y, and Z. And I need to get, you know, more teachers in. I want to come to a place where I have online teachers joining kind of on a regular basis, and which creates more consistent income. And so I'm really going to be working on the funnel for that, to just make it so much more automated and less stressful, but to still have that touch connection with teachers through the program. So I think it's just the perfect balance. I think it's good to diversify sources, not to the point that it scatters your focus. Yes, for sure. I mean, I was like when you start getting into the online business world, there's so many opportunities for different things, right? And if you've got what do you call it? Not scatterbrain is one word, but if you've got shiny object syndrome, then it can be your downfall. Less school related. Will you be teaching how to make Facebook Reels? So in the program, basically nowadays with social media, right? When you create one type of content, you can kind of use it on different platforms. But in the program, I teach you which social media that you should focus on based on your target audience or your ideal student. And then, yes, I will be teaching a little bit more about the content creation. But there's so many different types, and you will put your own flavor into it. But you can use the same kind of reels that you make for Instagram. You can also do it for Facebook as well. Yes, thank you, Cindy. Thank you for appreciating how candid you are with your process. Yeah, I think, that's the thing. I've always been someone that has showed up with like polished type videos, or I don't know. I just want to be a little bit more real, right? On these lives and also in my videos, and to just show people that it isn't always easy, but it's worth it. And if you have an idea, or if you have something that you want to create online or to sell to a particular audience, or if you're an online teacher and you want to sell your own classes and find and attract your own students, then it's possible. It comes with ups and downs, right? Just like with anything. Let's see here. It's difficult to get motivated when you have a gut feeling you are moving in the wrong direction for yourself. Yeah, and if you're in that situation, like, take a step back and ask yourself, like, why are you doing what you're doing? And what is your reason why? And get really honest with yourself about where you're at and where you want to be, right? So, if you feel like you're moving in the wrong direction, that could be, your soul inside you telling you that. But it could also be just outside influence, or just that sort of imposter syndrome as well. So take time to kind of think clearly about what it is that, where is that coming from, and why are you feeling that way? You may not be moving in the wrong direction. Happy New Year, Mary. Good to see you. Good to see you. Happy New Year to you. YouTube trend is more real and less edited videos. Yeah. I think people, want to see real people, right? Like, if you think about the favorite people that you follow on YouTube, it's probably because they're honest and they're authentic, and I think that's what we're craving as content consumers, is just authenticity. Because now with AI and just everything that's out there's so much fake. You don't know what's real. And yeah, it's refreshing when you can find people that are, true to themselves and coming across as authentic. I also really want to bring back the Monday live interviews. So I used to do quite regular interviews with teachers. So I'm going to be trying to work on that. But I'm really going to try to commit to coming on here every Monday, even if it's just me and chatting. And but I'd love to bring on you or others that watch the replay of this. If you're interested in being interviewed, if you're an online teacher, online business owner, and you want to be interviewed, I kind of keep the topics related to online teaching because that's what this channel is all about. But, shoot me an email, pitch your idea, let me know your story. I'm probably not going to say no, because I've got no one lined up and I haven't interviewed anyone in many months. So I would love to bring that back as well in the coming year. And I am also kind of secretly starting a new YouTube channel, but it's focused on a platform that I use. So it's kind of boring. It's focused on Groove, and I'm going to be starting to create videos around that and how I use it in my online business. So it's very, very niche, but I'm also kind of working on that, and I want to see if I can grow it just as sort of a test as well. And these videos are not going to be super polished. They're just going to be more like tutorial or screen sharing type of videos. And I also want to focus on growing the online teaching community through the program and just through, just kind of being more online, as I've kind of been off for quite a while. Yes, still not using it. Mary, I need to email you. Actually, they've just launched a new, they've taken away the plan that you're on, and they've switched to lifetime now for $13.97 for lifetime. So, but we need to connect for sure sometime in the new year. Let's see if I've missed anything. Thank you to all of you who have been here. This went longer than I anticipated. Sorry about the glitch in the beginning with the sound. But as I said, I'm really doing this just to also kind of selfishly oil the YouTube gears, I guess, for my channel, because I haven't been on in so long. And I always get so much energy from your comments and from you guys being here. So it was a little selfish, but I also wanted to say Happy New Year and let you know just kind of what I'm leaving behind and what I'm leaning into a little bit more this year. And I am so grateful that you're a subscriber here, that you came to watch live, and looking forward to creating more content in 2025. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still hanging out in the online teaching world. And thank you, Kelly. I enjoy your videos as well. I love watching the last couple that you did. There were several of you, like you and Cindy and others, that I still watch your videos because they still come up way back in the VIP Kid days when we used to kind of go live quite a bit. Happy New Year, everyone. Good, good, good. I don't do podcasts, Mary, no, but YouTube is kind of like a podcast, isn't it, in and of itself? But no, I don't have a podcast. Anyway, thanks, everyone. StreamYard has changed so many things, but I'm going to try to find my ending video. Here it is. Okay, I'm out of here. Take care. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time.